looks cute on me. Looks like Janelle Monáe. Anyway, it is crazy early in the morning, and yes, I am driving. No, I don't recommend this, and I don't want to hear everyone screaming at me, that's so unsafe, don't do that. Because I agree, it is very unsafe, but I wanted to get this out on Storytime because I haven't made one in a long time. I just need to talk about this. Okay, I've been having really weird dreams. But one of the dreams I had that really stuck out, I dreamt about water, and I dreamt about these sharks, and somehow in my dream I was like in this water with these sharks, and we were like indoors. It wasn't like I was out in the ocean swimming with sharks. It wasn't like that. It was like the really bizarre. The whole dream in itself is like too long to get into, so we're just gonna speed up to these symbols real quick so I can get to the point, because I really don't want to be on this video that long, because this is not safe, and I don't want to get arrested, and I don't want to get in an accident, all this shit. Anyway, so I'm swimming with these sharks. There's blood in the water. I'm okay. Like, I don't feel like I'm not okay, and I'm not afraid of the water in the dream. In the past, like way in the past, I used to, anytime I dreamt about water, I was usually like drowning. And then lately, when I say lately, I mean the past like handful of months, anytime I've dreamt about water, that hasn't been the case. It's actually been really good, and it's been a different experience every time. But we can talk about dreams about water a different video. This isn't necessarily about that. Key in on the sharks. Go ahead and put that on the list. Sharks, okay? Before that, I kept getting signs about lemons. Not seeing lemons around or seeing lemons in stores. I just kept hearing the word like lemons in my brain. So I wrote it down. I was like, all right, lemons. And turtles and tortoises. I know they're not the same. Don't come at me in the comments. Be like, they're not the same. Yeah, I know. But hear me out. And then I was driving home from set the other night. It's a very early morning for me. I was driving home from set. It was maybe at the time it was probably like midnight, and I'm still on the highway. And then of course I'm on the highway again. It's like 6 a.m. but I've been up since like 4:30. So come at me. I don't know what to tell you. This is what my hustle looks like, and I'm not hallucinating this thing. Okay, so I'm driving last night, and I saw a freaking wolf on the side of the highway, just like a big ass wolf, like a wild dog. Okay, on the side of the highway, in a state that doesn't really have wolves like that, because I looked into it, I researched it, I was so curious. I had to ask Google. I was like, what's going on? How many wolves do we have in the U.S.? How many are in this state? How many are in this region? Not a lot. Less than 45. That's not a lot. That's actually really sad. What happened to all the wild dogs? The moral of the story is, I looked into these signs and symbols. I also went to a gas station because I was crazy thirsty, and you know we're made out of water. And I get thirsty to a point where it makes me upset. Like, I feel like I'm missing a part of myself. So I like have to address it. Like, I really want to drink water right now, just thinking about it. But yeah, I the other day, so all this week, all this weird shit has been happening. We're not even at the end of the week. It's only a Thursday. And I stopped at this gas station, and like right by the register, there are all these like hematite stone necklaces, and they're like hella cheap, because a lot of people don't realize like what hematite is. But I know what hematite is. It's like a protection stone, but it's also like an anti-negativity stone. Like if you're down on yourself and you're negative, it's supposed to be like uplifting and like kind of absorbing your own toxic longevity and like survival. Tortoises and turtles are known to live a long time. They're known about wisdom, earthiness, like earthliness, fertility, and longevity. And then lemons, on one end of the spectrum, there's a lot of readings about lemons being tied to bitterness and like resentfulness, but also to trust, love, and relationships and friendships, but also longevity, this idea of steadfastness. So many symbols in like what, 3 days? And the thing that they all have in common is it's pretty much survival and longevity, trusting your instincts, and being in the right place at the right time because you listened to your intuition and you listened to your gut. Like basically you're on the right track, honey. You're doing great, sweetie. And you're gonna do great for a long time. Don't think that sooner or later this is all gonna go away and you're gonna be canceled. I guess that's my message. I love how I'm just going about my life and this weird shit is happening. Like the wolf on the side of the road was weird because I was on the highway and I'm in Georgia, if you must know, and we don't have a bunch of wolves in Georgia. That is not what's over here, okay? That is not the lay of the land. So that had me tripping. And he was just calm. He was just chill. And he's like, I'm out here. And he was watching the road. He was literally like guarding the road. And it wasn't like a statue that somebody took off the back of their truck and left on the side of the road. This thing was alive. He was like watching the side of the road and then was like walking around and like left. And like that was that. And somehow I was able to see all that and I'm flying by on the highway. Yes. I'm not making this up. I can't make this up. The moral of the story is, if you are feeling a little down on yourself, because we all do it. I do it. I'm notorious for doing it. If you are feeling a little hopeless or lost or discouraged, it is the holiday season and it is the season to be misseasoned, okay? And if you're in that state of mind right now and you're a little down on your luck, just know we gonna be all right. And that's all I had to say. That's the story time. I want to know what y'all been dreaming about. I want to know what signs, symbols, repeat meanings. I'm just mad I got all these random symbols, right? And they all pretty much have a similar meaning about trusting your gut, trusting your instincts. Everything's going to be okay. You have longevity. This idea of you're doing good and you're going to keep doing good. You're okay. What the F? Like, I don't know. Let me know. I'm really interested. I guess